dear viewers, welcome back. Today I would like to talk about a more general topic, how to look expensive without luxury articles. Because of course those of us who like luxury also usually like the expensive look. With expensive I mean a high quality look, a rather elegant look. And what if you don't own that many luxury articles or even no luxury articles? Of course, there are ways to look expensive without luxury articles. And if you aim to look luxe or to look more elegant and high quality in terms of material, etc., then of course there are ways to achieve that look without having to buy luxury, very expensive designer items. But if you can have only the budget for one or two designer items, I will also tell you what would be a good choice in terms of investing in designer items. So let's start with point number one. Pay attention to quality materials when you are buying clothes. Clothes doesn't have to be from a designer, although mostly designer do have quality materials, but there are also no-name designers, so-called no-name, or even cheaper designers or brands such as Zara or Mango. You have to search a lot with Zara and Mango, but there are cheaper brands or no-name brands where you can find quality materials. And with quality material I mean try to use natural materials such as wool, cotton, cashmere, silk. There are so many websites with vintage clothing, etc., or even very good quality clothing without a brand where you can find those quality materials. If you cannot afford or cannot find one of those natural materials, you can of course also choose an artificial materials, a mix, or something like viscose, but you have to see if it really looks high quality. And now we come to the other thing you have to look at with regard to the material. Look at the stitches. So if the stitches are neat and good, then also the material will look high quality. And then the third thing is structure. If it is a polyester or some other artificial material, but the structure of the clothing piece is rather firm, or it is thin but it has a solid structure, it doesn't wrinkle too much, then it will also look expensive and it will look high quality. Then look at details. For example, buttons. Don't choose a nice piece with a nice material and good stitches, but ugly buttons that look really cheap. Or change the buttons in something that looks a bit more high quality. Now we come to the second point. Combine one designer item with non-designer clothes. Especially combine a designer accessory. If you cannot buy or don't want to buy lots of designer stuff, for example designer clothing, invest in a designer accessory. So there are many ways. You can invest in a belt, you can invest in a handbag, you can invest in shoes, you can invest in a scarf or sunglasses. I think the most inexpensive are sunglasses, but that's rather something for summer. And also it only sits on your head. Of course, a good quality sunglasses can upgrade your outfit, but not as much as, for example, a nice designer scarf or a nice designer belt. Because if you are using a nice designer belt, for example, and you use a high quality dress or maybe another two-piece outfit which has no brand but looks nice, has a good quality, then the belt will elevate the outfit. The same goes with a handbag. Of course, handbags are more expensive, but if you like handbags and you want to invest in a handbag, then the handbag will also elevate your outfit. The same goes with shoes. Although shoes and designers, I wouldn't recommend to buy designer shoes as your first designer outfit, because you can also get shoes that are leather and no-name shoes, but they look also elegant and high quality and expensive. Of course, there are signature shoes such as the Chanel ballerina or maybe the Gucci sneakers, but those are signature pieces, and okay, in this you can invest, but I would do it at first. So the first thing that I would invest in was for summer sunglasses, for the winter a scarf, and for in between a nice belt, and if you have more money to spend, a handbag. Number 3, now we're coming back to the shoes again. So as I already mentioned, you can of course invest in nice designer shoes that are kind of signature shoes and that you cannot find another way. But invest in high quality shoes in order to elevate your whole appearance and outfit. And that means you can buy and invest in just nice quality leather shoes that don't have to be a certain brand. There are also mid-range brands and lower range brands that have very nice high quality shoes. Of course, you can also find no-name brands. When it comes to sandals, for example, when you're on holidays in Greece, or I don't know where you're from, but when you go to countries such as Italy or Greece, you can find really, really nice handcrafted leather sandals in nice designs. They will cost you only really a little part of brand leather sandals, but they will look nice and high quality. You can of course also, when you don't wear leather, you can wear faux leather shoes, but just look at the appearance of the shoe. Does it have techie details such as metal pieces, or you should avoid that. You should try to get shoes that look as basic and classy as possible. So better get a cheap shoe that doesn't have those details, but just looks plain and neat. That's better than getting a more expensive shoe that has a ugly detail. That's of course a matter of taste, but I'm just saying what I consider more high quality or expensive looking in the end. I think the only designer that can pull off techie metal details is Valentino or maybe also Manolo Blahnik. But if you buy cheaper shoes, just avoid those metal details. And number 4, don't wear fakes. Please don't. Don't buy fake handbags, fake accessories, whatever. It will make you look cheap. Someone who is a fashionista, or I mean, you of course want to appear in a certain way, and maybe you want also people to think about you in a simple way, like this woman has style, this woman looks elegant, etc. You will destroy all that if you buy designer fakes. I would rather buy a no-name leather handbag, which has a nice structured appearance, a nice shape and a good quality. Rather, I would buy this than buying a almost perfect fake. Because first of all, I find it horrible that people wear fakes, such as Louis Vuitton and also Gucci, but most of the fakes are Louis Vuitton. And even if there are countries where you can buy those fakes in a very good condition, so there are good fakes and bad fakes. The bad fakes are horrible, you see them at the first sight. I mean, you just have to look at the straps or at the shininess of the leather details, and you will immediately know this is a fake. Because if you like quality, you just look to the stitches, you look to the leather, and you see what is a fake and what isn't, even if you are not an expert. And if you have a very well done fake, then it's even more horrible to me, because those fakes are probably more expensive And then I think, why? I mean, why don't you just save up and buy the real thing? Because those designer pieces have a history, and the designers that made them, they made pieces that are timeless and that have an incredible quality in them. They are handmade, they have details. It just hurts my feelings when I think that someone buys a totally well done fake. Then I wouldn't buy any bag. Then I would rather not wear a bag, really. I don't know how you think about it. Tell me in the comments. But for me, it's just a no-go. And especially if you want to look expensive and you wear not so well-made fakes, don't do it. Rather buy a nicely made handbag, a nice belt without logos, nice materials, wear your hair nicely, and it will be 1,000 times better than wearing a fake bag because you don't want or cannot afford the real thing. Also, the thought of carrying a fake, it would just make me I would just think about it all the time. I would be ashamed, really. And not because I cannot afford the real thing, but because it would feel like cheating to me. What is something like an in-between area, a gray zone, I would say, are lookalikes. So there are lookalikes that look like designers a little bit, but they are not fakes. That means that those lookalikes imitate the style of a certain designer. Even among the designers, there are lookalikes. And I would say that most lookalikes you can find at Zara or Mango. But of course, there are also shoe brands that have lookalikes. Especially what I have seen a lot, and this I wouldn't recommend, are the Valentino lookalike shoes with those studs. Those, of course, don't look like Valentino, but they try to. And this is something that I would avoid because it's too copycat. If there are just handbags that have a certain style that reminds you of the Cali bag, that's okay if there are no techie details on it and if it's just the style. That's totally okay, I think. And if it's still high quality. So lookalikes are something that you can consider, but be careful with too much lookalikes. How to look expensive without designer articles? Pay attention to your grooming. So that means pay attention to your hair. Try to always have a nice blowout or have your hair in order, clean. Pay attention to your makeup. Use natural makeup. Pay attention to colors. Use colors in your wardrobe, in your makeup, and with your hair, with your lipsticks, with your nails that suit your color type. There are several color types and a lot of videos about that. You can also avoid looking not really put together by avoiding colors that don't suit you. And last but not least, pay attention to your posture. So your posture will also elevate your whole appearance. When you practice a good posture, meaning that you are upwards, your head, chin high enough but not too high, of course, you move in a graceful way. By the way, dancing is very good for that, for developing a good posture and a good way of moving. Then this will also make you immediately look more elegant, and at the same time looking more elegant means looking a bit more high quality, expensive. Of course, everything that I was talking about in this video is only about appearance, and looking expensive doesn't mean that you have an expensive soul or that you have an expensive character, meaning that you have a good heart and a good character. Those are things that should be always on your agenda, and I would always aim for developing your inner expensiveness in order to be also a high quality person, meaning a high quality personality and high quality character, a good person and a good heart with a warm soul. So never forget about that. I hope to see you soon. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more, please subscribe to my channel.